It is currently 10:47 p.m. and welcome back to the Honey Bunch of Bros podcast. How are we doing tonight, gentlemen?
Doing great.
Tremendous.
Down tremendous.
What does that mean? Tremendous.
What do you? I feel great right now.
Great.
I was about
You're
to-
big. You're huge. Is that what you're trying
So
to
you know, like great. Great. It's like a little bit more than great.
Okay.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I was about to say the word tremendous could be. Let's not worry about it, bro. He's doing good. That's all that matters.
Yeah, you kind of psychoanalyze what I'm saying.
Welcome back to the Honey Bunch of Bros podcast, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. We welcome y'all back for another episode, and you know what I'm saying. Let's get straight to it. Let's recap y'all for a high, low, high for the past week. Run us through it. What happened?
Okay. First high. I played a little bit of football in the park today. There's a park that's not too far from my apartment complex, which is pretty convenient. So I got some friends together and did that. I actually went to Ross to get super cheap cleats because, like, I know from like intramurals with flag football and stuff last year, like not having the right shoes, like there's no traction and it's a disaster. So I got some of those. They sucked. Actually hurt my foot running in those because they're just so shitty. But like, it's all right though. I mean, that's what you expect out of $18 cleats.
$18.
Yeah,
I don't know. Shoot.
I know, it's insane. Like literally, a friend of mine was telling me that I could go to Ross to get cleats for like $12, which immediately I'm like, not a chance. Like there's no way. But he wasn't that far, so $18 cleats, it sure beats the $100 ones I got for actual football, which are insanely overpriced. But they got the job done. But that's funny because it gets usually I go straight into my lows off of my first high. My low was not only injuring myself because of those cleats, but I also messed up my wrist. It's just kind of funny. I feel like no matter what sport I play, whether it's that or basketball, I always find a way to hurt my left wrist. I don't know if it has anything to do with the fact that I broke that in middle school, but I caught up. It probably does. Like, there's got to be a correlation at this point. But I caught a pass for a touchdown on like fourth down. And like I just kept running because my momentum was taking me forward. And then there's like this little like walk-in area, so it's like cement. My cleats just slipped. I ate shit. It wasn't very pretty. I thought I kind of rolled out of it and like made it look somewhat smooth, but I just jammed my wrist, so it currently hurts. But it was fun though. Second high, the mug that you guys noticed has my name on it. And for me, as a fellow Parker, I feel like it's hard to find stuff like that. Like it's not that common of a name. Like, it's just not something you find. Like all my life, I'll see like keychains or stuff like that at like convenience stores. Never asked my name growing up, so
Same.
to be able to get one of those.
Yeah.
Yeah, to be able to get one of those.
Wow.
See, like John, you're good. You're good to go.
Yeah,
But like
yeah.
for us, this is only the second time I've ever encountered one, so it's pretty nice. Expensive, but nice.
Okay. Myself, my high for the past week, I don't know why it makes me so happy, but y'all see I got my shelf, new addition to the pad, extra storage. I don't know why it makes me happy, but like I can actually finally display my black belt properly. Before I literally just put it on whatever was like viewable, but now like I got an actual spot for it, so that's pretty cool. My low for the week, I don't know how this happened, but I'm going to work and I get in my car, right? I'm going to work. I look for actually now let me give you all the backstory because this is gonna be crazy. So they on my roof, there's like I'm pretty sure there's a hole. So like the weather sealing is a little bit bad in that area. So when it rains hard enough, like a little bit of rain will seep through to like the actual inside of the car. So like, and it was raining kind of hard 2 days ago. So I just like threw something over it real quick so I can actually like go buy the right thing to fix it. And you know, like it was already like dripped in a little bit, so I just threw a towel on the floor, like quick fix before I can like actually fix it, and that was cool. That's on my driver's side, my driver's seat. I go to work the next time in the early morning, so it's like it's pitch black. I can't really see. My window's fogged up because it's dark outside and all that. So like I'm going to work, defrosters are going and all that, and like my windows are defrosted, but like I noticed like the inside was like misted up too, which like never happens. Like it's always the outside. And I was like confused, but like I didn't have that much time to think about it. Like my job was in like 5 minutes, so like it wasn't that big of a thought. When I come back like after my shift, like the sun's already out, so like everything's gone. So don't worry about it. Go home. I get in my car the next time that day, and I smell in my car. I'm like, it smells damp. Like like it smells like wet. And I was like, oh, it's probably like the part that leaked in last time. I was like, oh, that's not even that big of a deal. I'll just dry it up, and it'll be gone. If not, throw a couple air fresheners in that, and I'm good. I look to my right. In my passenger footwell is a puddle of water in my car. I don't know how it got there, because that side of the car like doesn't leak. It's only like that one. Like it's probably like as big as it's probably even smaller than the head of a penny. And it's on my driver's side. So on my passenger side is just a puddle of water. And so I like run back in my house to grab towels. I throw some towels on the floor, like try to soak it up as much as possible. But like I still don't know. Like I didn't park in like tall water, and I can't imagine like what I'm saying, like it snuck in through the bottom. Like what I'm saying, like I don't know. So I don't know. I'll figure that out eventually. But like that, yeah, that definitely sucked because now my car smells a little musty, you know what I'm saying? So like shit. But my second high, for real though, back on the I guess room improvement has been the motto. You see I got the lights too, you know what I'm saying? I got the wraparound. I never was a big fan of that. Like I know everybody does it in the dorms freshman year. I didn't. Like I wasn't a big fan of that. And even when I moved into my place right now, I actually got like a color changing light bulb instead. Like just like so I could put in my lamp. Like I just wasn't a fan. But then I was like, you know what? Pull the trigger because like I was like I want like more like surrounding light. Like I want it to like be all around me. So I pulled the trigger on the lights, put them all up around, and there we are.
You love to see it.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, not the car part,
but yeah, yeah, the other stuff. What's going on, Tofi?
Hi, Brad. So you want me to go?
Yes, sir.
That's all you, Tofi.
For sure.
This brother, are you excited?
No, I'm just playing. I don't even know. I'm neutral. But what I was gonna say is my high is that I'm finally getting the rhythm, of classes and stuff like that. So that's cool. I can finally like know when to do certain stuff like homework and like assignments and stuff like that instead of just like the first 2 weeks where I was just like playing it on like ear. I don't even know if that's even the right phrase. I was just like winging and just doing stuff whenever it was due. So yeah, the rhythm. What I would say is a low would be that I'm already tired of this already.
Same.
I just realized how much stuff I have to do this semester. I'm like, yeah, I don't even want to deal with this. I just got to do it. 4 months left. Just thinking about it just makes me like, irritated. But yeah, that's my low. And then my second high, man, I would say it's like I'm starting to get back into, well, since I found my rhythm or whatever, now I can plan what time and when to like work out again instead of just being like the first 2 weeks where I just didn't know what to do. So I was just straight up school, and that was kind of annoying. So I'm back. That's it.
Yes, sir. I mean, I don't know about you, but this is the first time in my whole college experience that I've had someone, a professor, take up the whole first class talking about the syllabus to actually talk about the syllabus. I was in there for like an hour and a half, and this dude really just talked about the syllabus the whole time. It's never happened to me before.
And the syllabus is that long?
He was cool, but like, yeah,
There
I don't know.
There was that much to talk about?
I don't know how he dragged it out that long.
I got too many group projects this semester, and this is gonna.
Oh, don't even get me started.
Group project
Yeah,
over
my
Zoom?
If,
No go.
anyways, yeah, I'll end this off. My
What?
first high is that I've been working more ever since school started. I've been trying to get out there and start working more, try to get more money in my pocket.
Okay.
So that's been cool, you know. Just been driving around delivering food. It's cool or whatever, but you know, it is what it is.
You ain't
know?
bring me nothing this whole time.
Okay. Anyways, my low is that my sleep schedule has been not the greatest in the recent weeks, like, you know, before school and then leading up to school. You know, I've been staying up later and you know, waking up at, you know, middle of the day, 12. I don't really like doing that because then it's like, you know, whole day's wasted. But yeah, it's something that I gotta fix. So hopefully stay tuned next week. Maybe it will be updated. Who knows? But yeah, my last high is that I've actually been making sure to really get on top of my like classwork for the beginning of this new semester. You know, sometimes I tend to like, you know, slack off kind of and you know, not do the work or whatever. Well, do the work but do it late, you know. So I've been really making sure to you know, stay on top of that, stay on the grind. You know, I'm trying to graduate on time. So yeah, you know, I've been grinding schoolwork most of these days. You know, I'm sure Tofi knows, man. I'm sure all of us know. You know, the grind is tough, but gotta get through it.
Yeah, I mean, like, this is what, technically third semester of online classes, if you count like the one where we started in person and transition online to like, it's like
I mean, yeah, third.
Yeah, so like some people like they've already felt the toll of online classes. Some people are like started to feel it and are feeling it now. So like everybody, like still everybody's just all over the board. Like it's still like it's still a transition period. Like, you know, so it's crazy out here.
Yeah. Honestly, I just gotta add something. Like with like the Zoom classes and stuff. Like before, I'd like to say I'm like a pretty good student overall and will pay attention and look to learn. But honestly, it's so weird, especially like last semester. It wasn't even like when Zoom first started, but like I'll just be getting so tired on these looking at these screens. Like I'll just be like dozing off in class. It's like It's so weird. Like oh my god, like the laziness just kicks in out of nowhere, and it's so weird because I'm not used to that. So I don't know. I don't know if that affects anyone else. It sounds like maybe it does for you guys too. But
for real,
that was something. I'm just like zoning out like 10 minutes in the class. It's bad. I get better about that.
You know what? Doesn't have a lot of people zoning out. The topic for today.
I like that.
What is going on the East Coast? Specifically, a street that's named after one of the four pillars of a building, Wall Street. I knew some of you wasn't gonna get it, so I just said it.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I'm glad you said something.
Yep.
I didn't know where you were going with that.
Bro, Wall Street, GameStop, stocks, AMC, Reddit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
shit's getting wild.
In the matter of
it is.
Honestly hours. I feel like it was hours more than days, but it definitely has like, you know, continued in the days following. But wow. Could you imagine people on the internet banding together to invest in a company that ends up screwing over hedge funds and just disrupting the whole free market. I'm already throwing up the quotations. Free market trade. Oh my gosh, bro! And what was y'all initial reactions when y'all caught wind of what was going on?
I was so confused. Like, I didn't even know what was going on. And, like, just to hear all those happening. And it's just funny to me with GameStop. Because I'm like, why does anyone feel the need to treat that place well with how
I'm glad you
poorly
brought
they
that
treat
up.
us?
I'm glad you brought that
Like,
up.
literally, I buy a $60 game, maybe a little bit more after taxes, whatever, $59.99 plus taxes. And I then proceed to play it maybe, let's just say 6 months. That's a good benchmark. I beat the game, tired of it. I want to give it back. I don't play it anymore. They want to give me like $1 or $2 at the most. Like literally, it's like from Pawn Stars, Rick Harrison, where he's like, the best I can do is this. Like those memes. It literally, like, they don't offer you anything. GameStop is just, I'm a sucker for it because when I was little, I did use it a lot, but I definitely transitioned away from that with the Xbox One. I bought all my games on my console, and I hadn't gone back since. But I can't believe that people show loyalty to that place when they just disrespect everyone.
Bro,
The
you know
prices.
what's crazy is I'm pretty sure the day the new Xbox released the Series X, it was either that or the PS5. The max GameStop would give you was like 300 for it. Like the
Yeah, like,
day
right,
it
yeah.
released, they were already like, "Nah, bro, best I can do is 300. Take it or leave it." I was like, "Man, if y'all don't bankrupt already, like, but you know."
Yeah, I know.
That's the
Right?
thing. It's like,
They deserve it.
who in the world would think in their right mind, I'm gonna buy GameStop stocks? Like, isn't that like a dying company? Like,
For a very long time.
Don't get me wrong. Like, you know, same as Parker. You know, when you're a little kid, that was like like the middle ground between like Toys R Us and like, you know, some other stores and shit like that. You know, you go into GameStop, buy a quick game real quick. But like now, it's like GameStop is just so, how do I put this?
Irrelevant.
It's just, yeah, like it's just so irrelevant with like the technology that is around today. I would have never thought that if one company was going to prosper from anything, it was going to be GameStop.
Yeah.
Or anyone was going to be talking about GameStop still in, you know, 2021. I guess anything's possible.
And that's what we're continuing to find out. What's not as surprising, because the GameStop is the one that like garners the most attention, but AMC right up there with them is one that, if you think about it, is more logical, I guess you could say, because like people are investing, hoping to the fact that when COVID is over and movie theaters open back up, like everybody's gonna go back. So like that, I feel like that's like a worthwhile, like, you know, smart investment.
Yeah, that's something that makes more sense.
Yeah, but for
that one I could get behind.
For the company that sells pennies on the dollar and people don't even really buy physical games anymore, that's just crazy to me. Not as crazy though, and more like infuriating is the response. That's like the biggest problem I have is the response, and I don't know if you call it backlash or repercussions or embargo or like literally whatever word you want to use it for. Like with, I don't know, maybe like 2 days after the first initial explosion happened, you couldn't buy any more into the stocks. I don't know the specifics, but basically there was a freeze on pretty much most of them, to the point where you could only sell. The main culprit being the Robinhood trading app. There's multiple like other trading apps, but like Robinhood's getting the most flack because I'm pretty sure they're the ones that started it. And that is honestly what added, like, just threw the fire in like the furnace. Like at that point, like you already had people like at first it was a joke, but then like they tried to like hop in the way, and then everybody's like, all right, like joke's over now. Like now you actually like mess it up.
Yeah. It's crazy what people can accomplish, man. When they set their mind to something, they just make it happen. Like to get all these random people investing in a terrible stock, a terrible company that no one even really likes, but like it's like a meme, so people do it anyway. Like it's just funny what people do that I just don't get it, but it makes me laugh at least.
Yeah, and disclaimer before I explain what's coming up next. We are not financial advisors, bro. Do not come to this thinking you're finna.
Yeah.
I'll explain some concepts that I've learned in the past and that I brushed up on before tonight, but not financial advisors. I'm not gonna teach you how to make dummy profit, but basically, for those of you who don't understand, because I've been seeing the second funniest meme is the people that are like making memes about how they don't understand. So from what I have gathered, let me pretty much explain what's going on. The way stocks work is like you buy a stock at a certain price and you're investing in a company. They take your money, like they either do R&D, whatever, this and that, like they use your money to further the business. The more people that buy in a company, the higher each individual stock costs. So like at the beginning, GameStop was probably worth like, I think it was like worth like $7 or something bucks, and right now it's been trending close to like 350. So like if you bought a stock earlier at $7, that means if you were to sell it now at 350, you would, and that's your profit. Like you would make 350 bucks. So people would buy a lot of stocks, you know what I'm saying? Like the phrase is buy low, sell high. You buy for very low and you sell for very high. That's how you make your profit. Now what comes in is like these hedge funds and buying short. And essentially what that is you have a bunch of people and they're like, I'm predicting this company to fail. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to borrow, quote unquote, borrow stocks at from someone. So like we have an agreement that at this time I'm going to pay for the stocks that I'm holding now, and you're expecting the price of the stock to fall so that you can get it for cheap. And then when the stock raises back up, you bought low and then you're going to sell high. That's how that works. Now what happened was you have all these people who were planning for the stock market to keep falling in GameStop, and then they're going to buy them for, cheap. But what happened was a bunch of people on Reddit were like, hey, yo, let's put a bunch of money into GameStop and other companies as well. And increased about like 35 times, essentially. Like it went from about $7 to about like 350. And so now you have all these people that agreed to buy stocks on this, like at this time period, assuming they're gonna get it for like 7, 6, 9 for 350. So you can see where the loss of money and the just the whole table flip is going on, and why a lot of people are upset. But when you go around the corner, the thing is, this is all acceptable. Like technically, there is nothing illegal. There's nothing wrong that's going on. The only thing that happens here is that people stand to lose money that never thought in a million years that they would, and that people now are standing to gain money that never in a million years they thought they would. It just happens that those two groups are on the opposite sides of which they thought they would be, and that's why people have a problem with it.
Yeah, I'm pretty new to like the stock market and stuff. Like I'm not very knowledgeable. Like the disclaimer of like about being financial advisors. I just think like that's insane growth for like such a short period of time to just like not even quadruple, like multiply as much as it did in such a short amount of time. Like, oh my God, like imagine like having that like a good amount of shares in that, seeing it cap out at like 350 and then just selling. Like it's crazy what kind of people or what kind of money people could be making. Insane.
I'm pretty sure someone like one of like an actual investor, like big time investor, I think the number was about 15 million in GameStop right before it blew up.
Oh, that man is swimming.
What a genius.
He is swimming in cash.
The speculation is whether he knew about it beforehand or not, but regardless, like still nothing. It's not illegal. Maybe you could bring up the argument about fixing the market, but like technically, or like logistically it's not illegal. So
Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
he put faith in the company and it paid off.
for man, man, but yeah, I lost my train of thought, but what I was saying was that so you can understand like now there's like people who put in like you imagine you've bought something at each individual share is like about $7. You put 15 million into it. Now each individual stock is about 350, give or take. Your 15 million is coming back in a very very big way.
I'm trying to do some math. That'd be like 725 million, I think, because it multiplied by like 50 almost.
No, yeah, they're rich.
It's insane.
It's
They're
insane
rich.
how much
It's crazy.
I mean, like
It's so funny because I watched The Wolf of Wall Street not that long ago, and obviously this is like very different, like, but it's just like the concept of Wall Street and like stocks and all that. So that's what makes this even funnier to me. But it's like just crazy what kind of money people are willing to put down because obviously you have to have a lot in your pockets to be confident enough to put down 15 million on anything. Kind of like with just like sports betting, the Super Bowl. I don't know if it was on the Bucks or the Chiefs, but somebody I think it was on the Bucks. Yeah, put like $2.3 million on that game, and it's just like, oh my gosh!
Yeah.
Imagine putting that much money.
You gotta have a lot of confidence.
It's just like you have to have so much money to be able to do that, and this is no different. Like that's even more money. So, the stock market is something else. It really is.
you gotta have the assets to put inside so that the
Facts.
liabilities won't be enough. I took accounting last semester, so you know what's crazy?
talk to us
know.
then. Talk to
I
us.
know about that. They have it's like the thing about it, why people are getting so mad is that hedge funds, they work for rich people. So that's rich people's money that's being lost. So that's why they close the market off so that nobody can buy the stock anymore, so they can't ruin it anymore. So then it was just harmless fun at first. Well, not harmless because a lot of people lost money. But then when they closed the market, people were like, oh, no, it's the rich doing it again. So then it got really serious. Now everybody's not guessing, like getting on Robinhood, all the stock trading. What are those things called? Brokers, all the brokers.
Yeah.
They're getting on them for closing off the buying the stock because that's technically not even right because that's not a free market, man. So, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's actually super ironic that like Robin Hood,
Yeah.
like the cartoon, again, his whole thing,
Oh.
take for the rich, give to the poor, it's pretty ironic. I saw that on Twitter. I thought that was pretty hilarious.
And
it's pretty awesome.
Bringing up Twitter is like this is the real like my interest in the topic is because of this. So on Twitter is where I honestly found out about it. Like I was on my timeline and all I hear is about like rich people this, rich people that, like and so basically this is like what piqued my interest. Say you're a billionaire, right? Billionaire investor. There are countless billionaires in the United States. Like you can be a billionaire and no one knows your name, right? Say you lose $5 million as a billionaire. For all intents and purposes, that's pretty much a drop in the bucket. Like let's be honest, because a lot of people can't conceptualize $1 billion. Look at your bank account right now. Just imagine how much money it is right now, right? Say so now let's go to 100K. Say you make 100K in a year, 100,000. 200,000, 300,000, 400,000, 500,000. That's 5 times how much you made in a year. Double that again. Now you got $1 million. Double that again. That's only 2 million. Now you have to go all the way up 50 million, 100 million, 500 million, 1 billion.
Yeah.
Then you when you say it like that, then you begin to understand how much $1 billion is and how crazy enough how insignificant 5 million is to like these investors.
Yeah.
So now people are saying like you guys are closing down the market for people who are losing more money than most people will make in their lifetime, and it's not even affecting their core finances as a person. Those billionaires will still be fine. Like they are not
They're not
putting
going to be in
that.
financial debt or anything like that.
Yeah,
They're
you
not
know what
gonna
I'm
be
saying?
selling
Yeah.
watches, and stuff like that.
They're not refinancing the
they're
house. Yeah, they're not liquidating assets. Like they're still fine, but yet you're closing down the stock, the companies, and not allowing people to profit. That's where like my interest in the topic comes in, because it's like, yeah, like that's messed up. Like that's screwed. Um, and then the people that try to justify it are the people that have like no qualification to just speak on the subject. Like people that like just defend just for defense sake. Like who are you defending? Like what personal ties, what like anecdotal backstory do you have to billionaires losing millions of dollars that you have to like swear on your life that they're doing the right thing by closing down the app and the stock? Like, I don't know about those people.
I just
There's one thing that people don't know. I am not defending those billionaires. I will never do that.
No.
Never. But the thing about it is, people think that billionaires have all their money on hand. I saw a post.
Yeah, go ahead. Go
I
ahead.
saw a post on like TikTok or whatever. It was like, how about we take all the money out of the bank? Everybody do it collectively tomorrow. I was like,
all right.
y'all down?
No, because
it's the same type of concept. Like, they don't have all their money on hand. The banks don't keep all your money. So if everybody at once went to go take money out of the bank, we'd be in a depression. That's
exactly
what the 1930s depression started. The Great Depression. That's how it started. They don't keep all their money on hand. They probably have a lot of it though, like accessible. I'm not saying they're not rich. They shouldn't even be closing down because it's legal. What they're doing is not illegal. You're just ruining their money.
Yeah.
But it's like people need to realize it's not the same thing as like they have all their money on hand. Like a bank doesn't keep all the money they give on your hand. They give it away. They invest it so they can bring more back. So when I saw that post, I was like, "Oh my, y'all are so stupid. They're gonna repeat the Great Depression."
So we all need to
this reminds
so we all need to take an economic class real quick.
honestly, and
That's
that's
how
the
money
funny
works.
thing. Like I am not very well versed or like very well educated on it. Like all I have is that little base level course from high school with that the great throwback to that economics class. But like some people just like blow my mind though. Like, and this made me like Chofi saying that reminded me of a certain someone we know who thought you could just print as much money as you want.
Oh.
You know what's crazy is that 3 people came to my head when you said that.
Names don't need to be dropped, but you know who you are. You know who you are. You thought that you could just print as much as you want, which would completely
simply not how it works.
it would only lead to
Cause
the
more
economy
Yeah.
spiraling out of control.
Devalue the money.
Value of the dollar would plummet, and people wouldn't trust like anything. But, yeah, it reminded me of that, so that was funny. I just wanted to point that out.
But one of the biggest things that like it's been a concept I've had in my head, but now that I firmly believe and like what to actually talk about is the fact that money is still a concept. Money does not exist because it is not consistently a physical form, and even if it was consistently a physical form, it's unequal across countries and currencies. So like Tofi was saying, if everybody on this earth pulled out however much money they had in their bank account, no one would get all, well, at least once you start getting to like 5, 10, 15, 100 people, the banks will not have enough bills to give you. Like when you have like, if I were to go into my savings account and be like, yo, let me get everything out of my savings, get it out of my checkings, and everybody else in the bank does that, like that's just too much money to have as bills. Money's digital now, right? So like, and then like they'll be like, well, if it's my money and I want to have it physical, why can't I? And then though someone will say like, okay, then just print as much money as people say that they have. But like this is almost legitimate, because it's like if that's a fact, if I have 50 million, the other person has 50 million. If we both have 50 million, why don't we just print enough to have 50 million? Like, it's not like I'm adding more money. I'm just adding more money that I can see and hold. But like regardless of it, if it's real or not, like having that much physical money like in circulation, you know what I'm saying, like is gonna devalue the dollar. Now, if you look at this, uh, currency exchange, like that's a big thing. Say the value of, like, you know, the pound and the dollar, like, or a euro. Like, what people will do is they'll have like $100, and then they'll exchange it to euros because the euro is like I'm pretty sure because it's worth more or it's worth less, but like basically they'll shift it into another currency so that when the value of the currency changes, they'll convert it back into dollars and thus have made more money doing nothing. Basically, just trading the money back and forth. That's how it works. Money. How do you make more money without working or spending? You know what I'm saying? Like, the value of money that you have has changed, but it's still technically the same amount of money, but because of currency exchanges, it's more or less. So that's why like I actually say, like, now, like, money like really doesn't exist. You can make or lose money by still having the same amount of money. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like if you can conceptualize that. So like there's a lot, and it's all, what do you call it? Economy, capitalism, whatever you want to call it. Like, they're not teaching enough in schools. Like, all that I'm saying right now is based off of what I can remember from I took AP Gov as a senior in high school, and the research I've done since this has become a topic. But that's because I'm fortunate enough to have resources like that. There's plenty of other people that have this meme right now might be the first time they've heard of selling short or what a hedge fund is, and it's intentional, right? Like, not because we've seen it now. Now that people figure it out, the knowledge that was power. Now that they've implemented it, they shut it down.
Exactly.
So
I mean,
like,
it's just
That's actually exactly what they're doing. Perfect explanation.
yeah.
those tell
Not
you,
enough
like,
people
yeah.
know.
exactly. They'll tell you that all you need to do is just educate yourself, read about it, learn about it. Now
Look up a news site, you know.
now that
It's not
everybody,
hard.
now that everybody knows, it's like, oh dang, we didn't think that this many people would learn.
We gotta
about
shut it down.
Yeah, you know, now we might have to take action again. That's crazy to me.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, well, on the topic of just like money and stuff, and I know it's like super old news and it's really not that significant. Like that story of that guy who had like 200 something million in Bitcoin, but he forgot his account password. Oh my gosh.
Rest
I
in
know-
peace to
I
my
know this
man,
has
bro.
nothing- I know this has nothing to do with like the topic, but like it does have to do with finances. And oh my gosh, it's insane how like there's no one you can go to like recover it. Like if you don't know your password, you're just done for. And this man tried 8 out of 10 times, and he has 2 tries left. And obviously, if you fail 10 times, you're just locked out forever, and that money's lost. But man, that's just crazy.
There has to be some way, bro. Like some kind
Like
of
password recovery.
Yeah, like
you would
biometric,
think.
like validation or something. Like, it's because like at the end of the day, it is his money. Like, I understand like passwords and security and all that, but like if he talks to the right people, he should, like, get his account and get his money.
Yeah,
But
I saw that and like, I know, right? Like, oh my gosh, if I had like, because again, he bought like a bunch of Bitcoin back when it was pretty early on before it kind of blew up the way it has. So that's why it's worth so much. But like, it's just if you do buy that in good faith, thinking that this could blow up and I could make a lot of money. Why do you not have that written everywhere? I literally have one right here. I'd have one back there. Like I have my password everywhere. This man really just said, "Oh, I forgot." Like, what do you mean?
You're telling me like that's exactly what you're like. That that makes perfect sense. What you're saying, like, why are you not like have that written down somewhere? Like,
just like, how do you have that many different types of passwords?
Yeah,
I know,
like,
right? Like,
make it something you're gonna remember.
Game. Yeah. That's why you gotta get an Excel document with all your passwords and lock it.
Or
with the password,
literally something.
That's what you gotta do, bro.
Yeah, either put your apples in one basket and watch that basket, or at least like make it your favorite Apple, bro. Because like, how are you gonna make your account due to connected with the money a password that is not gonna be like at the front of your brain, bro? But like all like stuff happens. Like Bitcoin was like nothing back then, so like I can understand, you know. But like still, it's like, bro, F's in the
Yeah.
chat for my man, bro.
I know he's
I know. Yeah.
he's sitting on his bed right now, being like, okay, what was I doing back in whatever year?
Trying to retrace the steps.
Yeah, what would my password be back then?
Dude, that had to have been so stressful though. Like you're like, oh, I know it's wrong. You're like, all right, maybe I misspelled something or didn't capitalize something. Do it again, it's wrong again. You're like, oh my god, maybe it's not what I thought it was. And then you're just going through random passwords you've had since you were like creating your first email account, and then this man ends up with 2 more tries. And I saw like something after, I don't know if it's a couple days later, like a week or so, and he says he's not even trying anymore. I was like, what do you mean, bro? I'd literally devote my life to finding that password.
Do like a little Jimmy Neutron like brain blast, like,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Get the neurons firing.
Exactly. Oh man, I just can't imagine. Couldn't be me.
And for those of y'all who didn't take my disclaimer earlier and still think this is some kind of financial advice podcast, let me just tell y'all something that I learned real quick when I was doing more research about this stuff. So like everything else in this world that involves money, taxes are involved, right? So I learned that, if I'm not mistaken, if you hold a stock for more than a year, when you cash in, you're taxed 20% of whatever your profit is. But if you pull out in less than a year, then you're taxed 37% on whatever your profit is, which is wild if you really think about it. Like 37%. So like if you look at these GameStop people, like some of them have bought in and sold, and I've seen it, like they'll be like, oh, I got medical bills, I got insulin, I got this, I got that. Like they had to make the money quick. But 30% of that is gone straight to Uncle Sam, never to be seen again, except for maybe like tax returns and all that. That might be the wildest, like one of the wildest stats that I've heard about this whole like stock trading business.
It's very intricate stuff. Like I didn't even know that myself. But yeah, no, that is interesting. Like there's so many weird things that go into just like Wall Street, like stock markets. Like again, referencing Wolf of Wall Street. Obviously, that movie doesn't educate you at all, but it's just like it's just crazy movie. Yeah, just like it is a really intricate thing, and like how all that stuff works is kind of interesting. It's definitely something that's like something that should be taught in schools, like with economics and like kids being taught how to like financially plan and stuff. Like that's the kind of stuff that's so valuable that like should be taught in schools. But for whatever reason, like while there are economic classes, it's just not really like enforced at the level that it should be.
Forbidden knowledge. They don't want you to know it, so you can't prosper.
Knowledge is power.
And I said I was gonna do it last podcast, but I forgot. But this time I'm actually gonna put up the TikTok that I'm gonna talk about.
Yes! I'm finally 18! Yo!
You gotta pay taxes.
How much do I owe?
That's the fun part. You gotta calculate that.
What if I don't know how?
I don't know. Guess maybe?
Do you know how much I owe?
Yes, the precise amount actually.
Can you just tell me?
No! Listen.
Right now.
Pay your taxes in the next
And
10
I think I talked about
seconds
this
or you're
with
going to
y'all
federal
before, but
prison.
it's a TikTok of basically a guy like turning 18 and like making money, getting a job, and the IRS is like, "Hey yo, you got to pay taxes."
Yeah,
and he's like, "Well, like how do I do it?" And he's like, "Oh, he's like you got to figure that out." And he was like, "Well, how much do I pay?" Like, I don't know. And it was like, "Well, you got to figure that out too." And it was like, "Well, what if I don't know?" He's like, "Then you go to jail." And he's like, "Well, do you, the IRS, know how much I have to pay?" And they're like, "Oh yeah, like the exact amount." And when I heard him say it like that, I was like, "Wait, hold up," because like, yeah, when we do file our taxes, if we don't file enough, we get tax fraud. But if they know how much we were supposed to pay to
Well,
know
yeah,
that
why
we
not just
didn't
say
pay
that?
enough, yeah, how come they didn't just say, you know what I'm saying? So like, when you really start digging deep in the roots and like the logistics of all this stuff, like you'll find out that like everything else, it's meant to screw you in some sort of way.
Mm-hmm.
That TikTok's funny, bro. I really hope I don't forget to throw it up in the video.
It's about to look real awkward when you say, "I'm about to throw it up right now."
Yeah,
It's
right.
I can't find it.
If I forgot, sorry, y'all. I think, at least for me, I had a lot to say on this topic. Y'all saw, I definitely had a lot to say, but I think I'm done for now. So if y'all want to, throw in something more.
I mean, me personally, I think we hit. I mean, almost every, every bullet point. Got a little economics lesson in there too. So
And we ain't even charge y'all. That's free.
that's
Free
pretty
Free game. Free game.
Y'all should hit the like and
Back, though.
definitely, but y'all definitely should hit the like and follow for that. You know what I'm saying? Just dropping out with a little bit of knowledge. Knowledge is power.
Disclaimer: we are not financial advisors. Don't take anything I say as facts.
Yeah.
I just know the basics.
Yes.
I'm gonna need that in like bold lettering.
Yeah,
at the top of the screen,
but if you do some dumb shit on our behalf, make sure y'all tag us on the social.
Yeah, we see. Next couple of days, podcast accused of
14's cause like millions of dollars in national loss, like, or some shit like that.
They're like, great, now we got a national crisis on. It's just what I needed.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, man. I do want to say real quick before we start bringing things to a close, to all of y'all that been showing up recently to the Twitch streams, thank y'all. I love y'all. Appreciate y'all. And for those of y'all that don't know, we've been getting more serious on Twitch. So you know what I'm saying? Twitch.tv/honeybunchesofbros_, if I think I can fit it in there. Come on through. We're gonna be streaming. We might even start streaming these on live when we record. They're still gonna be here, but like you can actually like be with us live when we actually do it. So that might be a thing coming to interact. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like get in here.
But
Yes, sir.
if we do that, we could host a little Q&A. It's up to
Yes, sir. It's up to y'all. It's up to y'all. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
I believe that's it for logistics. Yeah, I believe that's it for logistics. So yeah, you know what I'm saying? Get that Twitch fat, you know what I'm saying? Got followers on the IG? Bring them over to Twitch. You feel me? Okay. Trying to get affiliates. So once we get 50 followers, we might do a giveaway. Who knows? I don't.
Well, you speaking wild.
We can find out together though.
Looks like we are.
Hey, we gotta get there first. So,
Get us to affiliate. We might throw something in your Venmo for one lucky winner. Who knows? I don't. So don't.
Ain't
hold
coming
us,
out of my pocket.
Don't hold us to it. But could be cool. But yeah, man. Appreciate y'all for tuning in one more time. Honey Bunch of Bros podcast. Run up the socials, you know what I'm saying? Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, all the streaming platforms. We just added Google Podcasts. So I don't know if y'all be using Google Podcasts in particular, but if we do, we're right there with y'all. And with that being said, there's a lot going on in the world, as we can see.
Oh.
A lot of stuff.
Go ahead.
Old, new, overrated, underrated, and there's a lot to talk about. So let's talk about it.
He's out. He's out.
He's gone.
Yeah.
Just
Appreciate y'all for coming through, and we'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace.
You're. Hey, for the one time, JC.